Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be reviewing a 1968 movie, The Detective, starring Frank Sinatra and Lee Remick. Oh, there's Jack Klugman in this movie as well, before he starred in the Odd Couple television show. Of course, the Odd Couple, the Detective is about Frank Sinatra. Excuse me. Frank Sinatra stars as a New York City detective who is investigating a murder of a homosexual man, and he investigates the murder. But halfway through the movie, he does finally, arrest the guy for it, which happens to be the roommate of the dead guy, and Frank Sinatra pretty much beats the confession out of the guy. He says, say you did. Because they were convinced it was the roommate who killed, the dead homosexual. And the guy actually did admit it, but he broke down and admitted that he killed his roommate. And so what happened is actually, of course, they charged him, and they made a whole big deal that Frank Sinatra's character broke the case. And he got, not only did he get his conviction for it, but the guy was, or the guy who admitted killing the dead guy was sent to the electric chair and was executed. And it all happens within the first half of the movie. And I figured, okay, what's the second half of the film? Well, the second half of the film was say or Frank Sinatra's character actually gets to a second case investigating a potential suicide. And while the homosexual homicide was being dealt with and finished up, you have this other incident where a guy jumps off the roof out at a horse track or a racetrack. And so you think, okay, this is automatic suicide. But when the widow of this guy was wanted Frank Sinatra because she heard about his name in the paper of this other homicide, she asked him to check this out, and he reluctantly takes the case. He checks it out, and he finds out that through a psychiatrist, Frank Sinatra finds out that the guy who jumped to his death at the racetrack was the actual killer of the homosexual at the beginning of the movie. Because the guy who jumped to his death was actually a closet homosexual, and what happened was he went to this gay bar and got picked up by the dead guy from the beginning of the movie. And after they had gay sex, actually, of course, in 1968, and they're going to show, two guys having sex, and they're going to show that in the 1968 movie. So they, after the morning after, the guy who killed himself felt guilty of having sex with a gay guy, of a gay man, and kind of didn't feel that bad. He just felt guilty they had sex with a gay man. And so the gay man, who eventually gets killed, was ragging on this guy. And he actually used the F word that describes homosexuals. And I'm not going to say that word here, but he was ragging on for it, and so the guy went nuts and attacked the homosexual guy and kills him in his apartment. And he felt so guilty about it, he told the psychiatrist what happened. And then of course, he felt so guilty about it after he made this recording for the psychiatrist. That's when he, maybe like 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after the guy who was sent to prison and executed for the murder was executed, then he felt so guilty that's why he made the recording for the psychiatrist, and then he ends up killing himself like 2 weeks after he made the recording. And so of course there's a whole cluster mess with this whole case, and what got resolved because the guy who killed himself was involved with this corruption that goes on in New York City. And Frank Sinatra actually testified about what was going on with this thing called Project Rainbow, which covers the whole city with all kinds of corruption stuff going on. And he turned in his badge at the end of the movie because of the fact that, now he's not going to have a job anymore because he reported on the corruption. And I thought it was really a crazy, and an interesting role as one of the few roles that Frank Sinatra had in the movies where he wasn't singing and dancing in it. It's one of those few movies that they wasn't singing in. And I thought Frank Sinatra was actually really underrated as a movie actor. Everybody knows about his singing career and his carousing and all that stuff, but no one really realizes that Frank Sinatra could actually be a very good dramatic actor. He was good in this movie, and of course he received an Oscar for like 14 years earlier for From Here to Eternity. So you watch him in a role that wasn't a musical role. He's a pretty damn good actor. I mean, he really was, and he's really underrated. He only did a few films in his career, but he really is underrated as a movie actor. I mean, I thought he was damn good in this role. I really thought he was. I thought he was better in this role than he was in From Here to Eternity, which is the movie they won an Oscar for. So that's my review of the movie, The Detective. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video on your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel, but at rowdyc.com, so WDY and then C.com. The homepage and Rowdy Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.